Welcome, young scientists, to an exciting journey into the heart of matter. Today, in our Class 9 Chemistry chapter on the structure of an atom, we are diving deep into a revolutionary idea, Bohr's model of the atom, proposed in 1913. We'll explore how electrons exist in fixed orbits, also known as energy levels or shells. Get ready for a four-level learning adventure, from easy basics to competitive insights. Let's start with the fundamental ideas behind Bohr's model, making complex concepts super easy to understand. Ready to uncover the secrets of atomic stability? Before Bohr, Rutherford's model showed electrons orbiting the nucleus. But there was a big problem. Classical physics said these electrons should lose energy and crash. This meant atoms shouldn't be stable. Niels Bohr stepped in with a brilliant solution. He proposed that electrons don't just orbit anywhere, they stick to specific, fixed paths. Think of them as dedicated highways for electrons, which he called orbits or shells. Each of these paths has a specific, unchangeable amount of energy, which is why we also call them energy levels. Bohr gave these energy levels simple names, K, L, M, N shells, starting from the one closest to the nucleus. K is n is equal to 1, L is n is equal to 2, and so on. The K shell has the lowest energy, and as you move further out, the energy of the shells increases. The coolest part? As long as an electron stays in its fixed orbit, it doesn't lose or gain any energy. It's like a stable planet in its orbit. It only changes energy if it jumps from one shell to another. Imagine a staircase. You can stand on any step, but to move up or down, you need to use energy. Time to test your understanding. Here are 3 quick questions. First, who proposed the model of the atom with fixed electron orbits? Second, what are the fixed paths in which electrons revolve called? And third, can you name the first 3 energy shells, starting from the one closest to the nucleus? Think about what we just learned and jot down your answers. Now, let's deepen our understanding of Bohr's model. We'll explore the main ideas in more detail and touch upon its early successes and some initial limitations. Niels Bohr's work was groundbreaking because he took Rutherford's basic structure and infused it with revolutionary quantum ideas from Planck. This allowed him to finally explain why atoms are stable and, crucially, why elements like hydrogen emit light only at very specific colors, creating a unique fingerprint called a line spectrum. His model became a bridge between classical physics and the emerging world of quantum mechanics, providing a much more accurate picture of how electrons behave within an atom. Bohr's model rests on a few key ideas. First, electrons don't just orbit anywhere, they stick to very specific, discrete circular paths, which he called stationary orbits or shells. These orbits have fixed sizes and definite energy values. And here's the magic: as long as an electron stays in one of these special orbits, it does not radiate any energy. This solved Rutherford's stability problem instantly. Each orbit, from K, n is equal to 1, outwards, has a distinct energy level, with energy increasing as you move further from the nucleus. The second crucial postulate involves energy transitions. An electron can only move from a lower energy orbit to a higher one by absorbing a precise, fixed amount of energy. Think of it like a specific ticket price to move to a higher floor. Conversely, if an electron drops from a higher energy orbit to a lower one, it emits that exact amount of energy, often as a photon of light. This concept of quantization of energy means electrons can only exist at these specific energy steps, not in between, explaining the distinct line spectra we observe. However, even this brilliant model had its limits, especially for atoms more complex than hydrogen. Alright, let's see how well you've grasped the medium-level concepts. Here are 5 questions for you. Why was Bohr's model an improvement over Rutherford's? What happens when an electron absorbs energy according to Bohr's model? Explain the concept of quantization of energy. Name the energy shells for n is equal to 1, 2, and 3. And finally, what was one major limitation of Bohr's model? Take your time to formulate comprehensive answers. Now, let's challenge ourselves further. We'll dive into the detailed postulates, compare Bohr's model with its predecessors, and explore its deeper implications and limitations. Bohr's model was a direct response to Rutherford's limitations. Rutherford couldn't explain why electrons didn't spiral into the nucleus or why atoms produce discrete spectral lines. Bohr introduced the revolutionary idea of stationary orbits where electrons don't radiate energy, thus ensuring atomic stability. He also proposed that electrons could only jump between these specific energy levels by absorbing or emitting fixed quanta of energy, perfectly explaining the distinct spectral lines observed in experiments, especially for hydrogen. This was a monumental leap from classical physics towards quantum understanding. Let's elaborate on Bohr's key postulates. Firstly, electrons exist in stable orbits with specific energies, and they don't radiate energy while in them. Secondly, each orbit has a definite energy, with k, l, m, n shells corresponding to n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Thirdly, and very importantly, the angular momentum of an electron in an orbit is quantized, meaning it's an integral multiple of h to pi. This mathematical condition was key to deriving the exact radii and energies. Finally, electrons transition between orbits by absorbing or emitting energy, where the energy difference equals the energy of the photon, delta I is equal to h nu. The significance of Bohr's model cannot be overstated. It successfully explained atomic stability and accurately predicted the line spectra of hydrogen and hydrogen-like ions. The integer, n, he used for energy levels became the principal quantum number, a cornerstone of modern atomic theory. However, it wasn't perfect. It failed for multi-electron atoms, couldn't explain the fine splitting of spectral lines, and ignored the wave nature of electrons. Despite these limitations, Bohr's work laid the essential groundwork for the fully quantum mechanical model that followed, providing a crucial bridge in our understanding of the atom. It's time for some harder questions. How did Bohr's model resolve the problem of atomic instability posed by Rutherford's model? State the postulate that quantizes angular momentum and its significance. Explain how Bohr's model accounts for discrete line spectra. List three major limitations. If an electron jumps from n is equal to 3 to n is equal to 1, will it absorb or emit energy? What's the qualitative relationship between energy and n? And finally, why is Bohr's model still considered a significant step despite its limitations? Challenge yourself to provide detailed and insightful answers. Are you ready to truly master Bohr's model? In this hardest section, we'll delve into its historical context, conceptual derivations, advanced successes, and how it paved the way for the quantum mechanical revolution. Prepare for a deep dive. Bohr's model didn't appear in a vacuum, it was a synthesis of emerging quantum ideas. Planck's concept of energy quanta and Einstein's explanation of the photoelectric effect, both demonstrating energy's discrete nature, were pivotal. Bohr brilliantly applied these quantum ideas to the atom, proposing a model that was revolutionary yet still retained some classical elements. This hybrid approach allowed him to overcome the classical paradoxes of Rutherford's model, particularly the issues of atomic stability and the continuous energy radiation predicted by classical electromagnetism for orbiting electrons. It was a crucial step in the early 20th century quantum revolution. Bohr's genius lay in his ability to derive concrete physical properties from his postulates. By balancing classical forces and quantizing angular momentum, he conceptually showed how the radii of orbits are quantized, scaling with n squared, and how the energy levels are also quantized, inversely proportional to n squared. This allowed for precise calculations of the hydrogen atom's properties. This understanding of quantized energy levels is not just theoretical, it underpins technologies like lasers, where electrons are precisely manipulated to emit light of specific wavelengths, and in spectroscopy, which is vital for material analysis in engineering and chemical industries. A major triumph of Bohr's model was its ability to explain the hydrogen spectral series, Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, with remarkable accuracy. Each series corresponds to electrons falling to a specific lower energy level, emitting photons of characteristic wavelengths. Lyman to n is equal to 1, Balmer to n is equal to 2, and Paschen to n is equal to 3. This quantitative success was unparalleled at the time. However, the model had significant drawbacks. It couldn't handle multi-electron atoms, failed to explain the fine splitting of spectral lines, and completely ignored the wave nature of electrons and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which would later become cornerstones of quantum mechanics. It was an incomplete, albeit brilliant, picture. Despite its limitations, Bohr's model left an indelible legacy. It firmly established the concepts of quantized energy levels and angular momentum, which are fundamental to all subsequent atomic theories. It served as a vital stepping stone, inspiring de Broglie's hypothesis of matter waves and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, ultimately leading to Schrödinger's wave equation and the full quantum mechanical model. While modern quantum mechanics superseded Bohr's fixed orbits with probabilistic orbitals, his model remains an indispensable pedagogical tool for introducing the quantum world, providing an intuitive bridge from classical physics to the abstract reality of quantum mechanics. Its impact echoes in every aspect of atomic and molecular science. Now, for the ultimate challenge. Here are the first 5 hardest questions. How did Planck's and Einstein's work influence Bohr's model? Qualitatively explain Bohr's derivation of radii and energy levels. Use the Rydberg formula to explain spectral series. Discuss engineering implications of quantized energy levels with examples. And finally, what 2 fundamental quantum principles did Bohr's model violate? Think deeply, connect concepts, and articulate your answers clearly. Let's continue with the remaining 5 hardest questions. Why was Bohr's model successful for hydrogen but not helium? Explain fine structure and why Bohr's model failed here. How do Bohr's stationary orbits differ from quantum mechanical orbitals? If an electron jumps from n is equal to 5 to n is equal to 2, which series and spectrum region? And critically evaluate Bohr's model as a bridge between classical and quantum mechanics. These questions demand a comprehensive understanding and critical thinking. Good luck! You've journeyed through the fascinating world of Bohr's model, from its basic postulates to its profound implications and limitations. We hope this deep dive has clarified how electrons occupy fixed energy levels. For more such engaging and in-depth educational content, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for continuous learning. Keep exploring the wonders of chemistry.